and t-ainm a horst. What is your name and greetings? Video a who. Video 1. Your first lesson in Scottish Gaelic. Fáilte. You'll see this word fáilte all over Scotland. It's the Gaelic for welcome. They'll sometimes even say Ciad míle fáilte, 100,000 welcomes. The Gaelic for welcome to Scotland is fáilte go Hallò. Fáilte go Gaelic. Welcome to Gaelic indeed. In the videos, try and repeat as much as you hear and write down some notes as well. In Gaelic, there are some simple greetings which people use every day. Like a lot of European languages, Gaelic has its own versions of hello and hi. Hallò and hi. But people tend to use the time of the day for their greetings, wishing each other a good afternoon or evening, or a good morning. These are Feasgar ma. Maybe repeat that to yourself. Feasgar ma. And good morning, Madainn va. Let's look at some examples.
Feasgar ma.
Hallò.
Madainn va.
Hi. Madainn va.
Let's look at them again.
Feasgar ma.
Hallò.
Madainn va.
Hi. Madainn va.
Now the word ma means good. Adjectives in Gaelic tend to come after the noun, like in French or Spanish. It changes its pronunciation and spelling because the word Madainn for morning is feminine. There is no V in Gaelic, so we show the change in sound by adding an H. Gaelic has two genders, masculine and feminine, like many other modern languages you will study. You'll see this difference as well with good day and good night. Wa ma and Oidhche va. Wa ma. Oidhche va. Here's a quick task. Greet each other in Gaelic and try and use an appropriate greeting for the time of day. If you have to go back in the video to check something out, don't worry about that.
Hi. Madainn va.
Madainn va.
Off you go. You and your classmates have a go at greeting each other in Gaelic. In Gaelic, the question for what is your name is and t-ainm a horst. It literally means what name is on you. and t-ainm a horst. In Gaelic, you answer is mise or is mise, I am, to simply state what your name is. Is mise Callum? I am Callum. You should also be aware that Gaelic uses different pronouns for talking to more than one person or people older than you. This is a bit like French. In this case, it is and t-ainm a oirbh, you would ask. and t-ainm a oirbh. and t-ainm a horst. and t-ainm a horst. and t-ainm a oirbh. and t-ainm a oirbh. Here's some examples. and t-ainm a horst.
Is mise Mari.
and t-ainm a horst.
Is mise Seamus.
and t-ainm a oirbh. Is mise Dòmhnall.
Is mise Callum.
Is mise Anne. Is mise Sheena.
and t-ainm a horst. Fhèin. What's your own name? The word fhèin in Gaelic means self, and we use it to ask questions back to people. It always comes after the word for you in a question. and t-ainm a horst. Fhèin. So what is your own name? Well, first of all, let's do a quick task. Ask each other your names in Gaelic. Now remember to use fhèin if you're a second person to speak in the conversation. But when you say your name, just say is mise and your name in English at the moment, unless you already know the Gaelic version.
and t-ainm a horst.
Is mise Callum. and t-ainm a horst. Fhèin.
Is mise Mari.
Off you go. Have a try at that. Now we're going to look at some Gaelic first names very quickly. Dòmhnall, Rabarst, Catrìona, Ceit, Katie, t-ainm, Beathag, Daibhidh, Beathag, Paul, Cairistìona, Mhath, Eilidh, Lucy, Archie, Madainn, Mary, Alistair, Camshron, Hallò, Sheena. Do you know anybody with those names in English or in Gaelic? You can find your own Gaelic name via Feasgar.com or by going to the Wikipedia list of Scottish Gaelic given names. Now, the names in Gaelic are very interesting and they tell us a little bit about the language and its history. The history of the oppression of Gaelic can be tied very much to the way people's names are used. Now, many Gaelic names are what we call cognates, and cognates are words that are the equivalent of others in other languages. They are the equivalent of names found in other languages, especially those from the Bible. For example, t-ainm is the equivalent of John, and Seamus is the equivalent of James. Now, people would use the Gaelic names in Gaelic, but when they spoke in English, would translate their names. Now, imagine a French person translating Pierre to Peter. It's ridiculous. Well, but that's what happened to people called Padraig or Peter in Scotland. But there are names which are originally Celtic or Gaelic, like Gillespie, Sorje, Oidhche, or Eilidh. Now, these were often given unrelated equivalents like Archibald, Samuel, Hector, or Helen. And this was because Gaelic names were not considered proper names by many people. This helped lower the status of Gaelic in the eyes of its own speakers. The same thing happened in Scots, where names like Woolley or Jock were considered not proper. Nowadays, many people are much happier to just use their Gaelic name, and parents may give their child a name in Gaelic when they are born. This is a positive move. Gaelic has also given two common names to Scots and Scottish English almost by accident. When you speak to someone in Gaelic, you change the sound of their name. Seamus becomes a Hamish, which English speakers have turned into Hamish. And Mary becomes a Vary, which can be found in English as Vary or even Vary with a V sometimes. Listen to the following examples. T-ainm
Is mise Mary.
Hi Vary.
t-ainm.
Is mise Seamus.
Hiya, Hamish.
Now, almost all Gaelic names change when you call someone by name, but we won't worry too much about that at the moment. But be aware it happens, and you might get a little chance to practice this if you have time. Now, if you go to Feasgar.com, Feasgar means dictionary in Gaelic, you'll probably be able to find your name in Gaelic there. It might also have your surname, and we'll also look a little bit at surname at the very end of this video.
Marsin leibh.
Marsin leat.
So that's how to say goodbye in Gaelic. Marsin leibh to an older person or more than one person, and Marsin leat to a friend. So here's your first task. You should have the fact file sheet. Answer the question t-ainm on your fact file. Use your Gaelic name if you have one. Then you're going to have a wee talk where you use the question t-ainm in a conversation, and you're going to also be able to answer the question t-ainm in a conversation. So here's your conversation task. Greet the person suitably, ask them their name, say your name when they ask, and then say goodbye. Here's some help. Feasgar Madainn. Feasgar Madainn. Hi. J and t-ainm a horst. J and t-ainm a horst. Is mise. Is mise. Marsin leat. Marsin leat. Off you go. Have your conversation with a partner. If you'd like to do an extension conversation, you can do this one here. One of your partners you can call Mary, and the other partner can be called Seamus. Greet the person suitably. Hi, hallò, Madainn, Feasgar. Ask them their name. J and t-ainm a horst. When they reply, is mise Mary or is mise Seamus, reply with hi Hamish or hi Ari. Then say goodbye. Marsin leibh. But you don't need to do this one if you don't have time. And fistbeg, a wee note. Does your name begin with Mac or Mick? Then your surname is Gaelic. Mac means son of. And if you're a woman, you use Nick, daughter of. At one time it told the person who your father was, but eventually just denoted a common ancestor of that name. MacDonald, mhath, the son of Donald. In Irish surnames, O means descendant of. Women often use Ní, and you can use these in Scottish Gaelic, no bother. Not all Gaelic surnames begin with Mac though. There are ones like Campbell, or Murroch, Murray. You can use factword.com to search for your surname and its Gaelic spelling. Even names like Smith, Machagoin, and Brown, Machilegoin, have Gaelic versions. If your family name originally comes from outside Scotland, you can just use it on its own, or you can find out what it means and then translate that into Gaelic. Anyway, we hope you've enjoyed this first video. Tá palette, Cheerie, and we'll see you in video 2.